Gransazer is a Tokusatsu series produced by Toho as the first entry in their Star God series, which was meant to be their answer to the resurgence of popularity Super Sentai, Ultraman, and Kamen Rider were experiencing around this time. Out of all the companies to compete with Toei and Tsuburaya in the Henshin hero market, Toho is probably the most equipped, as they were already famous in the Tokusatsu sphere for the Godzilla franchise, which defined the modern understanding of a kaiju film. This show tells the tale of 12 heroes who are chosen to be Gransazers, Zodiac-themed warriors who will protect the Earth from the evil space empire Warp Monarch. There's a lot of lore to the show, but I'm more interested in the characters, and Gransazer sure has a lot of them, but I don't think the show utilizes them well. For example, the opening arc of Gransazer has the Flame and Wind Tribe heroes going against each other, but 10 episodes in, it's unceremoniously dropped because the Wind Tribe was being manipulated by an evil alien in contrived ways, so now we got the Flame, Wind, and Earth tribes working together, and keep in mind, there's still like 40 episodes of this series left. It doesn't help that the Water Tribe soon gets introduced and quickly joins the other Sazers with little conflict in the next arc. I really like the idea of the show starting off Sazer versus Sazer before eventually transitioning into everyone working together and fighting a common enemy, but the problem here is that neither of these ideas feel fleshed out. The Sazer versus Sazer conflict is really contrived, and the main characters, while having fun personalities on their own, don't have interesting interactions with each other, which is super lame. A big appeal of having a large cast of characters is seeing the ways they all interact with each other, but Gransazer sadly plays it very safe and tame with that concept. It's like the show wanted to be a jack of all trades, but ultimately became a master of none of them. It wants to do the hero versus hero conflict Heisei Kamen Rider reveled in, but it also wants to do the heroic teamwork message the Super Sentai series has been doing forever, but thanks to a lack of commitment to either of those concepts or strong characterization, we get this odd half measure. I should elaborate on what I mean by the lack of characterization by looking at our main cast of Sazers. Our main protagonist is Tenma, a hot-headed postman who stumbles on to becoming the overall leader of the Gransazers. He is joined by the Reserved and by the Bucks Mika and the Shy Ken to form the Flame Tribe. The Wind Tribe is led by the cold yet loyal Dr. Akira, who is teammates with a tough gal named Ryoko and the fun-loving Jin. The Earth Tribe is where things get slightly more interesting, as the leader of it, Naoto, who was a famous martial artist in the past, starts off reluctant to join the Sazers. He starts off as a loner who likes training in complete isolation before gradually joining his teammates, which are the bumbling yet faithful policeman Go and the young upbeat college student Ran, who actually does some plot important stuff in the final arc, so good for her. The Water Tribe is led by a cautious former war photographer named Makoto, who initially doesn't trust any Sazers outside of his own tribe, which would have led for some interesting drama, but that doesn't really lead anywhere. His teammates include the caring Ai and the chill Teppei, who initially needs training to unlock his Sazer powers, but that's quickly resolved in one episode. As you can see, the characters have their traits, but outside of their introduction episodes and a couple of one-offs, I don't think this cast is utilized to their full potential. Like, there's so many cool ideas of these characters that are either quickly resolved or aren't explored in fun ways. Doesn't help that I had to stretch to find personality traits for some of them. I think the closest character who got to be fully fleshed out in my opinion is Logia, who is one of the Impactors hired by the Warp Monarch to destroy Earth. The Impactors have a code of honor, which influences what they do and don't. Like when Logia loses and decides to destroy both him and Tenma before realizing it would be dishonorable to die by taking another life with him, so he saves Tenma before he blows up. Later, he even turns on the final boss and arrests him after finding out he was lying about the Gransazers and humans being descendants of the monstrous Mosquito race, who actually almost destroyed Earth years ago, with the original Warp Monarch destroying the mosquitoes without the care for human life on the planet. That's an interesting way to show how seemingly noble deeds can be easily corrupted without the proper guidance or care for human life. Overall, Gransazer has all the pieces for an excellent action show for all ages, and it is admittedly fun to watch thanks to the cool design work on the heroes and mechs, but for me it doesn't exceed beyond fine fun thanks to the large yet lackluster cast of characters. I really wish I could have found more value in this series, because it had all the pieces to be an even better and more interesting show than it is right now. However, I will give it some slack, as it was the first time Toho had tried producing a tokusatsu show like this, and there's 2 other attempts we're going to look at very soon.